What if I told you that after age 50, your brain actually becomes more capable of rewiring itself to overcome depression than ever before? I'm about to share 5 powerful mental health strategies backed by science that are designed specifically for your stage of life. If you've been feeling stuck, unmotivated, or simply tired of pretending you're okay, this is for you, because your brain isn't broken. It's waiting to be rebuilt. Let's start right now. Before we dive in, let me be completely honest with you. If you're watching this video, chances are you or someone you love is struggling with depression later in life, and you're looking for real solutions, not just feel-good platitudes. The truth is, depression after 50 is incredibly common, affecting nearly 15% of adults in this age group. But here's what most people don't realize. Your mature brain has distinct advantages in fighting depression that younger brains simply don't possess. Let me start with something that might surprise you. Depression after 50 often looks different than depression in younger people. Instead of the obvious sadness we typically associate with depression, it frequently shows up as persistent fatigue, unexplained physical aches, difficulty concentrating, or a general sense that life has lost its meaning. Sound familiar? You're not alone, and more importantly, you're not stuck. Subscribe to the channel for more great content with you in mind, and download your free guide in the description below. The first mental health hack that can transform your emotional well-being is what I call strategic social architecture. Now, I know what you're thinking, another expert telling you to just go out and make friends. But this isn't about forcing yourself into awkward social situations or pretending to be someone you're not. Strategic social architecture is about intentionally designing your social environment to support your mental health. Research shows that people over 50 who maintain just 3 to 5 meaningful social connections have significantly lower rates of depression and cognitive decline. But here's the key: quality trumps quantity every single time. Start by auditing your current relationships. Write down everyone you interact with regularly and honestly assess how each relationship makes you feel. Do certain people consistently drain your energy or bring up negative emotions? Do others leave you feeling understood and valued? This isn't about cutting people out of your life harshly, but about being more intentional with your social energy. Next, identify one new social connection you want to cultivate. This could be rekindling an old friendship, joining a group centered around an interest you have, or even volunteering for a cause you care about. The magic happens when you approach these connections with genuine curiosity about others rather than focusing on what you need from them. Here's something fascinating. Studies show that people over 50 who engage in regular meaningful conversations have measurably different brain chemistry than those who don't. Your brain literally changes when you connect authentically with others, producing more serotonin and reducing cortisol levels naturally. The second hack is mastering what I call purposeful microachievements. Depression often feels overwhelming because we focus on massive life changes or compare ourselves to our younger selves. But your brain at 50 and beyond responds incredibly well to small, consistent wins that build momentum over time. Instead of setting huge goals that feel impossible when you're already struggling, break everything down into tiny, almost ridiculously small steps. Want to get back into exercise? Start with putting on your workout clothes. Want to eat healthier? Begin by drinking 1 extra glass of water each day. Want to learn something new? Commit to reading just 1 paragraph about that topic daily. This approach works because it hijacks your brain's reward system without triggering the overwhelm response that often keeps people stuck. Each small achievement releases a tiny hit of dopamine, which gradually rebuilds your confidence and motivation. After several weeks of consistent micro-achievements, you'll find yourself naturally taking on bigger challenges. The key is celebrating these small wins genuinely. Your brain doesn't distinguish between the size of an achievement when it comes to the neurochemical reward. Completing a simple task with intention can create the same positive brain changes as accomplishing something major. Now here's the third hack, and this one might be controversial. Embrace strategic nostalgia. I'm not talking about getting lost in the past or constantly wishing things were different. Strategic nostalgia is about deliberately mining your life experiences for wisdom and emotional resources that can help you navigate current challenges. People over 50 have something younger people simply cannot possess: decades of evidence that you've survived difficult times before. But depression has a way of making us forget our own resilience and capabilities. Strategic nostalgia helps you reclaim that knowledge. Set aside time each week to reflect on a specific challenging period from your past. Focus not on the pain or difficulty, but on how you got through it. What strengths did you discover about yourself? What resources did you tap into? What did you learn about your own resilience? Write these insights down and refer to them when current challenges feel overwhelming. This practice rewires your brain to see yourself as capable and resilient rather than vulnerable and defeated. It's like having a personal database of evidence that you can handle whatever life throws at you. The fourth hack addresses something unique to people over 50, the power of generative purpose. This is about finding meaning through contributing to something larger than yourself, specifically in ways that utilize the wisdom and experience you've accumulated. Depression often stems from feeling useless or like your best years are behind you. But research consistently shows that people who engage in generative activities, sharing knowledge, mentoring others, contributing to their communities, experience significantly lower rates of depression and higher levels of life satisfaction. The key is finding ways to share what you know that feel authentic and energizing rather than obligatory. Maybe you have professional expertise that could help someone starting their career. Perhaps you've learned lessons about relationships, parenting, or overcoming obstacles that could benefit others. You might have practical skills, creative talents, or life experiences that would be valuable to share. Start small. Offer to help one person with something you know well. Write down lessons you've learned that might help others. Look for opportunities to mentor, teach, or contribute in ways that feel meaningful to you. This isn't about becoming a full-time volunteer or completely restructuring your life. It's about recognizing that your accumulated wisdom is valuable and finding small ways to share it. What happens neurologically is fascinating. When you engage in generative activities, your brain produces chemicals associated with purpose and meaning that directly counteract depression. You literally rewire your neural pathways to focus on contribution rather than loss. Now here's the fifth and most powerful hack, and this one might completely change how you think about aging and mental health: cognitive flexibility training. Your brain after 50 has a unique capacity for what scientists call crystallized intelligence, the ability to use accumulated knowledge and experience in creative new ways. Depression often involves rigid thinking patterns that keep you stuck in negative loops. But unlike younger brains that rely heavily on processing speed and working memory, mature brains excel at seeing connections, understanding nuance, and finding creative solutions to complex problems. Cognitive flexibility training involves deliberately challenging your brain to think in new ways. This might mean learning a skill that requires different thinking patterns than what you're used to. It could involve approaching familiar problems from completely different angles. Or it might mean actively seeking out perspectives that challenge your assumptions. Here's what makes this so powerful. Every time you successfully think in a new way, you strengthen neural pathways that increase your ability to adapt to challenges. Depression thrives on mental rigidity and the feeling that you're trapped. Cognitive flexibility training gives you the mental tools to break free from those patterns. Try this. Each week, choose one routine activity and do it completely differently. Take a different route to a familiar destination. Try a new approach to solving a recurring problem. Learn about a topic that's completely outside your usual interests. Engage in conversations with people who have different perspectives than you do. The goal isn't to become someone different, but to prove to yourself that you're still capable of growth, adaptation, and learning. This evidence directly combats the hopelessness that fuels depression. What makes all these strategies particularly effective for people over 50 is that they work with your brain's natural strengths rather than against them. You have decades of experience, accumulated wisdom, and neural patterns that, when properly directed, become powerful tools for mental health. Remember, implementing these hacks doesn't require perfection or dramatic life changes. Start with whichever strategy resonates most with you and build from there. Your brain's capacity for positive change doesn't diminish with age, it just changes form. Depression after 50 isn't a life sentence or an inevitable part of aging. With the right strategies that work with your mature brain's unique strengths, you can not only overcome depression, but potentially experience greater life satisfaction than you've ever known. If this video helped you see new possibilities for your mental health, hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based strategies for thriving after 50. What resonated most with you? Drop a comment below and let me know which hack you're going to try first.